I never had that expectation that I wouldn't graduate. I knew that I was going to graduate. I knew that I was going to do well, and I knew that I was going to graduate in 4 years. But for me, it was kind of a scary moment. There was so much uncertainty. I went on a trip, and then I got a job for a year in corporate America, and I was an administrative assistant, and I was so bored. It was like they were paying me to answer the phones. And I hated it. I hated going to work because I was so incredibly bored. I thought, wow, I went to college for 4 years so that I can be doing this. And I did something incredibly unconventional and incredibly risky. I left the job, subleased my apartment out, and moved to New Mexico, and I worked at a wolf sanctuary with wolves for 2 months. And I volunteered, and at that time I was considering, going back to grad school, teaching. It was kind of my time of discernment, surrounded by a bunch of wolves. And it was fantastic. It was the most amazing experience, and through doing that risky, crazy, unconventional thing, I learned more about business there than I have anywhere else. Everything else in my career has just been kind of like fine-tuning the points that I learned at the wolf sanctuary. And I think it's really, really important for young people to, especially when they're creatives, I think it's very, very important for them to kind of follow that whim and not think, oh, I'm never going to be successful in business because I'm going to do this, because you learn from every single experience that you have. So at the wolf sanctuary, I came back 2 months later. I still had no idea what I was going to do, but I had just lived with wolves in the middle of the desert and carried buckets of water up hills and lived in a log cabin and cut my own wood for fire. So my confidence level was like, I can walk into any office, I can do anything. I know I can do anything because I just lived with wolves for 2 months. And it was through a relationship that I got my next job, and subsequent other jobs have always been through relationships, business relationships that I made, or friends of my parents, or business relationships that my family had that they refer me to meet with and talk to.